So the debate that everyone's having now, the thing everyone's discussing is it's a great debate. It's a very intellectually stimulating debate. It's over the issue of whether or not Jesus is a socialist. The person who runs the Democratic Socialists of America made this claim recently in an interview, and then former comedian Stephen Colbert said the same thing on his show a couple days ago. He said that God is a socialist, and he cited as proof the fact that Jesus didn't charge a copay before healing blind people. So that obviously indicates that he was a socialist. So, all right, let's tackle this question. Was Jesus a socialist? And here's my argument. No, you nitwits. No, he was not a socialist. That's it. That's the end of the show. We'll just leave it there because it's hardly a statement that that warrants a response because it's so absurd. But I realize that this is a popular idea even among some Christians. So I guess maybe I should elaborate a little bit more than that. So if I had to elaborate, then this is what I would say. In fact, I'll give you 3 reasons why Jesus is not a socialist and why this whole idea is completely ridiculous. And I'm going to move pretty quickly through the first 2 reasons. I think they're sort of self-evident, and I want to focus more on the third. So, first of all, Jesus did not endorse any economic or political system at all. So that's the first way we know he wasn't socialist, because he never said anything about any kind of government system or economic system, which means that he wasn't a socialist, but he wasn't a capitalist either. To say that Jesus was a capitalist would also be ridiculous. And you do on occasion hear that. You don't hear that claim nearly as often as you hear that Jesus was a socialist, but I have heard in response to the Jesus was a socialist argument, I have sometimes heard people say, well, no, he was really a capitalist. Well, he wasn't that either. Jesus, it's very glaringly obvious when you read scriptures that, or at least the way that it appears, is Jesus doesn't really care that much what's economic system you're living under. That's not really his point. And we'll get to his point here in a minute. But he wasn't concerned with that. He wasn't concerned with making these reforms to political systems. That's not what he was worried about. He could have. And in fact, I think that most people in his time expected him to do that. They expected him to come in and be a political revolutionary, and he wasn't that. And now we have 2,000 years of Christianity, and we have the scripture, that we can go back and reference to see very clearly that he was not a political revolutionary. Yet still somehow, even people today are as surprised and I guess disappointed as people were back in Jesus' time that he is not a political revolutionary. That's not what he was about.